everyone, greetings for the day. Today we'll be talking about sort and filter, where this tutorial will mainly talk about the sorting option in Excel, that how we can sort or arrange data systematically in a proper order. So sorting is all about sequencing the data in a particular manner where you talk about, for example, you talk about characters commonly, like everyone mostly talk about arranging the data based on the names, alphabetic order, like starting with A, moving till Z. So that is quite simple and quite common among most of the people. But when we talk about some other things here, like we will be talking about also how to arrange the numbers, like smallest to largest, that is ascending order, or largest to smallest, that is descending order. So there is another way, like, you talk about dates. When you have dates to be sorted, then the option will be about starting with the oldest to newest or newest to oldest. So today we're going to talk about all these types of sorting and understand how sortings of different types of data can be done. So that would be one important thing to understand and see how things work. So here, first of all, the navigation, you find it under the Home tab. And here is on the right side, you see the sort and filter option. So you can see based on, by default, you will see sort A to Z and Z to E, that is Z to E. And there's something called as custom sort, which can be obviously user defined. Then you have options like filter, clear filter, and reapply, where you can refresh it and apply it again, or so on. So we'll be talking about sort in this tutorial specifically, and let's understand that. And the following tutorial will be talking about filter as well. So here I have certain data, which is sample data called as name, containing the information like name, marks, date join, the gender, and the place. So it's again a dummy data, which we are using only to learn. So when you select a cell containing characters, the option shows you sort A to Z or Z to E. Now, when you select a number, the information or this option changes based on the selection. Now here you can see sort smallest to largest or largest to smallest. So what you see here is the option changes depending on the selection what you do. Now if I select a date here, then the option would be again different, like sort oldest to largest or newest to oldest. So team, it just depends on the selection what you make, and based on that, this can very well go ahead. So let's quickly try and make some kind of transformations in the data. So I'm selecting the name, which is the very first thing. What I want to do is arrange them in alphabetic order. That's starting with A and going up till Z. So A to Z. But at this point, you also want to make sure that on the data, which is on the right side of it, like marks, date join, gender, place, and so on, must get accordingly updated as the name gets updated. So in that sense, you must always make a practice to select everything starting from the name side. When I say name side, it means that you must start from the left and move towards right. Now, the difference which it makes is it will take the first cell, the B3, as the reference, as the origin, and the option will be reflected as per that. That's A to Z. But if you select something like this, like starting from right and going towards left, where my first cell is D3, not B3 anymore, and the sort and filter option shows me something else. So remember, the Excel takes the consideration of selection from the first cell you started with, and the option of sort will be displayed based on the start of the selection. So make sure that you are quite aware of the selections to be made at this point of time. Say, for example, you want to sort the names, but all other information should get arranged according to that. Then select the entire thing starting from name and go to sort A to Z and click. Now this arranged the name, but obviously the other information also got sequenced according to the sort in the name cell. Whereas in case you just try to do, so in case you just, let me just remove it, and in case you just select the name column and you try to do a sort A to Z, then Excel will give you a warning, that is sort warning, stating that I found a lot of other data adjacent to that particular column, right, on the right side or the left side, whatever. Do you want to expand the selection? Now, expand the selection means you declare to Excel that the data on the right side to it, all other 4 columns, is related to that. But when you say no, continue with the current selection, that means you declare that the other columns has no relation with the custom sort what I'm doing. So it will only sort the names, but will not sort the marks, dates, gender, and place. So let's look at it. So if I say continue with the current selection sort, only the name got updated. I think I just selected one. Okay, so let's do it. So here we have got Alex, so just go to Z to A, and everything is getting updated. So just make sure that the column selection what you have done is perfect, and must select everything. So if I have to go with just the one column and I go for sort and filter, say for example A to Z, it asks me for expand the selection. Yes, because the other related information is lying right there, and everything gets updated accordingly. So now what we are looking at is the second option, the name or the numbers. So when I select this, obviously I have to select this in this way, keeping the protocols of sorting in manner, and we got the option sort smallest to largest. But there is a drawback of this option. The drawback means when you start from somewhere in mid of the table and move towards one side, because you cannot move towards both the sides at the same time. So this will only work on the right side, not on the left side, and the Excel will not prompt you with any warning message. Let's look at it. So click on sort smallest to largest, and you can see that the sorting of the marks has been done, whereas the name remains sorted as per the alphabetic order. So now it's all jumbled. So let me just undo the work what I have done here, and to avoid this kind of mistakes, please make sure that you only select the marks and then go with sort smallest to largest, and then say expand the selection. Now this expand the selection will expand on the both the sides and put up everything accordingly. You can see now zenith lies here. So there is few things to be kept in mind when sorting from mid of a table. Similarly for date join, let's look at it. I select the date column and go for oldest to newest. That means the first person who joined to the last person who joined. So go for sort oldest to largest, and again the same option, expand the selection, sort. So now you can see the person who joined first was somewhere in December 2017, and the latest is July 3. So, and the date, name, everything got updated accordingly. So now you can look at it and go for newest to, okay, make sure that you selected the data, and newest to oldest, say sort, expand the selection is important, sort, and it is the other way around now. So that's the three things what I wanted to show you from the sort option, based on the characters, based on the numbers, based on the date, and the options what you see on the screen would vary when you select sort. Now custom sort allows you to create your own custom sorting option. Just a second. For sort custom sort, it selects the whole table by default. You can say, all right, I'm sorry, custom sort. Now you can see the whole table is selected by default. So now here you can define what you want to do. Say for example, name, I want to sort by name, by the cell value, or the cell color, or the font color, or the conditional formatting icons. So if you're using any kind of conditional formatting done to the cell, which you can see from the previous tutorials, you can do that. Or you can just say this way, A to Z, and say OK, and you can see everything getting aligned as per that. So now what is sort, this custom sort is all about, when you can do it with your own customization, and you can define it. Say for example, add level, sort by name, then by maybe the marks and cell value smallest to largest. Say OK for this. Now you can see that first obviously the name, but based on that the marks are relative, so it got updated according to that, and then it moved further. But if you would have done any other thing, like for example if I have applied any kind of custom formatting to this, then I can always say the font color. But obviously it will switch to something different. Something different in the sense the name will not tally with this course. So we don't really apply this here. So but custom sort is what you can do is like this. Sort by name, sort on condition, order, then by marks, font color, and so on. So you can define the multiple condition based on what you want to do. For example, font color. You can pick up the font color and then do it. So that's the custom format. Custom sort if you have applied custom conditional formatting to the cells. Alright, so that's from sorting. So we'll be having another tutorial on filter. So hope you have understood like how exactly the name, marks, dates can be sorted and can be arranged according to the information. Hope you enjoyed the video and definitely learned something new today. Do comment your queries, doubts, clarifications below so that I can get back to you with more details on the same and get it clarified. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel to get latest updates on the new videos about basic Excels and advanced. To get notified, do not forget to click on the bell icon. Thank you team for watching the video. Happy learning.